Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's nice to see you all here this morning. I'm already getting error messages. I have been working on the system. We're going to be running through a show today before church, before you guys all get off and kicked off to church. And hopefully everything is working well on your end. We are running from a horizontal and a landscape mode again this morning, and we are testing out the system. If you guys would like to be in chat and be up on screen, you need to be in the horizontal position. And how you can tell whether you're in the horizontal position or in the landscape position, if you're in the portrait position, if you're in portrait, Sebastian's amber alert is above my head. If you're in the horizontal view, Sebastian's alert is next to me. So you've got one that's above me and one that's next to me. So you will want to be in the horizontal view if you'd like to be, if you'd like to say good morning and have your comments on the chat. I've got that regulated over there for days to be on there because there were some people getting a little crazy over there yesterday and we're not monitoring it. So I made it more less pleasing to be over in the vertical. So the people that are over in the vertical really need to be over in the vertical, right? I jacked up the advertisements on that. And I put, like 2-day wait to conversate. And that's what happens when you got a bunch of boneheads going over there and wreaking havoc on a channel for no blessed reason. We are having some drop rates going on here. I don't know what's going to cause that. I've got to work on the system again. I haven't had time. We're in the supersized Be Betty fan coffee cup right now, okay? And the reason why we're in the supersized Be Betty fan coffee cup is because we are using leftover coffee. I decided to roll a little earlier this morning because it's Sunday. We usually don't roll our first show until like afternoon. And I was up since 3 o'clock this morning. So you got a face done, right? Look. Wow. Hair done. Hair sprayed. Hair sprayed. On a Sunday. Oh. And the best part, folks. The best part. Sonia. Is Sonia in the chat? Did I just see Sonia in the chat? I gotta talk to you, Sonia. She's in the chat. She's in the chat. Okay, Sonia. Oh my gosh. This was a Terry Bowersock stalking scenario, almost the same. Okay, so if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, when I went out to search for, put up signs, do some investigative work, and do some activism, missing person activism. I had a lot of different hats when I was on there, and I know Sumner County only wants me to wear one hat, but I don't have to. It's America, and I can do whatever the hell I want to do. But the long story short is that remember when I was dealing with law enforcement and I had the green shirt on that had Chris's face? I found that, by the way. What did it say on it? It said I can't remember. I'll have to go pull the shirt out. Anyways, long story short, remember how I was there and I'm arguing with the officer about these yahoos while I got the picture of Chris Proudfoot on the front of my shirt? Okay. Yesterday, with all of this, these people were driving reckless on that road. You guys know first of all, I just want to let you know, you guys have watched me for a long time. You've never seen me lose my stuff. I lost my stuff yesterday. What they did was reckless. They could have killed somebody, and they did it multiple times. So I just want to put that out there. The second time, like the first time, it's like, what idiots, right? But by the second time, you're about to have your ass chewed out. So that's what happened. Okay. And actually, I think it went even the third time. Anyways, like the third time. I think it was definitely white truck and the orange car. The orange car was the one that sped down the road and then turned around, and then Deb was trying to go across to get the mail, and they were driving back slower until they got by Deb, and then they floored it, and that spitting on my damn microphone. Oh, I was spitting mad. But anyways, I'm wearing the shirt that says I'm a love machine, okay? I want you guys to understand that I am in a shirt that says love machine. I look like I just grew horns and started flamethrowing out of my mouth, okay? And so the cops are there. I'm fit to be tied. It took everything. Like, I had to remember to thank them for their service, because I was getting a little hot with law enforcement. And it's not uncommon, every now and again, I have lost my shit on law enforcement, even our great law enforcement here in Manatee County. And this was after all of my, nonsense ended. Like, even when all this stuff was going on, I know you guys saw it because they ended up getting the film and putting it out there on YouTube or whatever the case may be of me, when they were stalking me and everything else. And then law enforcement was coming over here cameraed. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? You're giving my my perpetrator, the evidence, what they're doing to me. You're giving them everything they need to hurt me, you know? And there was just no good. That's why we ended the whole investigation. There's nothing we could do because everything that we do has to be on camera and above board. And everything that we do on camera is discoverable by these yahoos to put on YouTube, which is causing all the problems. So we're working right now on figuring out good legislation to fix this problem. Until we figure a happy medium out, we're going, again, another problem is going to take several years to get the kinks out of it. But anyways, after yesterday, I'm sitting out there. I'm in my love machine. I'm a love machine shirt. Because I'm a love machine. Ow! Those boys pissed me off. Calling me doggy. And then this is what really pissed me off. This is what got up under my skin. I will be honest with you. What got up under my skin is I was cussing. Don't get me wrong. I'm cussing. Yeah, I'll tell anybody to give, but you guys know me. Don't get me going. Yeah, you see what you guys know what you get. Okay. I was cussing, but that person, they are trained. These people are being trained. The first thing you do when a camera goes on is scream racism. Okay. Because I was foul mouthed. Of course I was foul mouthed, but, I never said any racial slurs to them. And you guys know, especially when it comes to Hispanic men, half of my family is Hispanic. Not that I say any racial slurs anyways, but if people are calling me racial slurs, it will not surprise you me shooting back. Okay? You guys know me, okay? But again, they were the ones calling white this, white B, white this, white. I didn't say nothing. And it sounded like Laura did pop off at the mouth back to them. And of course, it kind of, empowered them even further. Whatever. I really could care less. Call me what you will, but don't call me late for dinner or call me late for coffee, okay? You can call me anything you want to. I really don't care. All right, guys, getting on with this thing. I don't know how well we're coming in. Hopefully we're not too radical on these settings with the vertical stream, because it looks like the vertical stream is where I'm having the issues from. But it's nice to see everybody. Let me just go through and say hi to everybody before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Lisa B. Always, Denise, Mama, it's nice to see you. River, up in the house. It's nice to see you, love bug. Big hugs and kisses. Eeyore, Nero, it's nice to see you. Football Mom, well, howdy doody, my love. I hope you are doing well. We got Cooper in the house. Looky. Deanna, Peggy, it's nice to see you. Kathleen, Phil, hello, my loves. Hobo Mom, Dina, excuse me. It's nice to see you. Good morning. Everybody's up really early this morning. What the heck's going on? Did you guys go to sleep last night? Usually we don't have this many people in chat and on a Sunday? I feel your guys' forehead. Are you guys feeling okay out there? Are you guys feeling okay? Denise, it's nice to see you. Michelle, good morning. Kimberly, it's nice to see you. I see YouTuber up in here. Melanie gifted a $5 super chat on the other channel. I wanted to read that for you if I can. Apparently, my running of everything is causing these wide ranges. Let me pause this stuff. I don't want it behind. The stream's running behind, showing me that the streams are running. I don't really care about that. Let's see here. Read what she wrote. Let me read what she wrote. Where are you? I saw you. There it is. She says, happy Sunday, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Much love to you, BHB. Prayers to whoever may need, and please don't forget to hit you. And I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit that like for you. Why is it not going to play here? It's not. I'm going to report you. I don't want to report you. Oh, I'm hitting the button. It's doing something. I don't know what's going on with my computer. My computer's having a little bit of I think I'm running too much stuff on it. That's okay. We'll get it worked out, y'all. We'll get it worked out. Don't you fret. Okay, guys, we're going to get into... Hold on a second. I got to get my stuff off the printer. I really forgot to, get... But anyways, getting back to what I was trying to tell you guys is now I got the new shirt on, as you guys can see. And I think it's perfect for today. Like yesterday, I'm a love machine while I look like a freaking demon child. Was great. And then having the follow-up shirt, I don't know how you managed to do this, Sonia, but then to have the follow-up shirt the next day saying, I wouldn't have to manage my anger if you would manage your stupidity, I think is a perfect, and when I mean a perfect follow-up shirt after yesterday. I don't think that was your intent of the two shirts, but, here we are. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. So it's nice to see you, Deanna. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Let them 66. It's nice to see you. I did get your email. Thank you. Lisa, did I get your email yesterday? I know you said you sent me 2 emails. I don't remember seeing an email. I'm going to have to go back. Brandon, it's nice to see you. We'll get it. We'll get it one way or another. Don't worry, Lisa. We'll get it. Big Mac Mike in the house. It's nice to see you. Hey. Who else do we have? I think that's about it. For at least the time being. That's it. Why is my stuff, I'm freezing up, folks. So it looks like we're having some small technical difficulties, but it might have something to do with some other stuff going on. So let me go ahead and get the power stuff back off. I'll set that up later. I don't need these things running behind the scenes. All I need is to be able to end, because I can't end the live, the vertical live. I can't end it without actually, going to whatever and shutting it out. So that's the only problem. Do you want to save? I guess we will save. Okay, so I've got, sorry guys, give me a second. I never knew you could save an emoji before. Apparently you can save an emoji now for a title for your freaking Word doc. I just saved an emoji as the title of my Word doc by accident. I never knew I could do that. Welcome to the Coffee Club. Today we take a deep dive into the chilling and heartbreaking. Sorry, I can't bring it up because you guys, or can I bring it up? Oh, I can bring it up. Okay, good. Hold on a second, folks. Oh no, guys. Shoot. I just realized I do not have my screen damn it. This is driving me nuts. Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. We're having some definite technical issues at this point. Okay. There we go. I have too many screens open. That's my problem. I have too many screens open. I was supposed to give you guys an update, and I do have it on this one, so we'll get started on that. But before we get started, I'm going to give you guys the intro to Sebastian. Sorry for having a little bit of hinky start out. We're testing out new systems, new features. We've got a landscape and a portrait mode going on. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and I'm having a little bit of a drop rate, and it might be because of all the screens that are open. So I just tried closing some of the screens down. So thank you guys for bearing with me. So welcome to the Coffee Club. I can't pull this up. I did have this on my screen, but apparently I closed it out and I can't get it. Back open. So I'm going to have to read from my handy dandy printed form. So welcome to the Coffee Club. Tonight we'll begin a deep dive in the chilling and heartbreaking case of 15-year-old, now 16-year-old, about to turn 17-year-old, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, a high-functioning autistic teen who vanished without a trace from his mother's home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, on the morning of February 26, 2024. Despite months of nationwide attention, private and public searches, and pleas from portions of his family, Sebastian still remains missing. This is not just another missing person case. What makes it deeply disturbing is Sebastian didn't just slip away. He disappeared from a locked home, leaving behind his phone, his shoes, cash, even clothes. On the night before, his mother heard a thud from his room, told him to go to sleep, and reportedly he spoke and said he was okay. That was the last anyone heard of him, according to his mother, Katie Proudfoot. Over 1,500 people, law enforcement, volunteer search teams, canine units, scoured woods, ponds, homes, and even landfills in Tennessee, Kentucky, and beyond, covering thousands of miles, yet no confirmed trace, no verified sighting, no credible tip or lead that leads to him. The parents, his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, have publicly cooperated. They say they have no idea what happened, but there are many unanswered questions. Why did his stepfather reportedly stay away, working elsewhere at the time? Why no sign of forced entry? Why was nothing missing? Why no security cameras or alarms? And most importantly, for a child with autism, medically vulnerable, why did he simply vanish from inside a locked home? Today, we're going to recount the facts. Look deep, look even further, and then look even further than that. At what's being revealed, at the anomalies in this case that nobody's talking about, and the possibilities based upon patterns we see many missing children in abused cases. The people closest to him hold the key. We'll explore what is known, what's suspicious, and what still needs to come to light, because if Sebastian is going to come home, or if justice is ever going to be done, we cannot ignore the questions that remain unanswered. So this is kind of where we start going into information about this case, and for whatever reason, some of the stuff is a little hinky in its printing. So let me get past this and into my five page. So what we know about the story of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is kind of elusive if you really think about it. What do we really know about what happened to Sebastian? We know virtually little, right? Law enforcement gave us a press conference, not a photo of this child behind them, not really a press conference that we've ever seen. It was a rinky-dink, hunky-dory little kumbaya moment where law enforcement is patting themselves on the back instead of providing information to the public about this missing child and what steps they're planning on taking, and keeping them, the public and their taxpayers, abreast of what's going on in their community. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the most prolific missing person case in the history of Sumner County, and yet they are being silent. They are being rude to the father that just wants questions. They say it's all in the effort of keeping the case under wraps and close to the chest, but is it? Because we are a part of the true crime community, and we've been around the block many times with cases like this. And BHB, your gold chat is in the vertical, not the horizontal. Dad burn it. Dad burn it. Well, I guess we'll have to go over there and check out the vertical chat. Let me see if I can do the vertical live chat. Can I add a vertical live chat on here? Might as well try. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can rectify a problem in real time. I don't know if we can. You guys know, this stuff is new to me, new to Betty, right? So let's see what we can do. Can we Melanie, you didn't have to do that. Oh my goodness. You did not have to do that. You did not have to do that. Did they? Did you guys do that? Did she do that? Not over here. Do I have the right chat? Let's see what we got for fan funding. Phil sent something, but it looked like it came up with Melanie. Hold on. Let me go over here and adjust this. That was weird. Was I mistaken? Did it say Phil, or did it say? I thought it said. Okay, let me go over here and fix this. This one's all off too. These were working this morning. Why are they not working? Oh, maybe because it's on here. Hopefully that works for you guys on the vertical mode. Huh. That's weird. I could have sworn I heard. Oh, Lansol just subbed up. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. Let me see if I can do this in real time. Did I just delete that? No, I did not. All right, let me see if I can do this in real time. If I can do this in real time, I think we'll be good. I'm going to set up a new live chat. So we have two different live. Well, that's going to be kind of difficult. Oh well. For the people in the vertical mode, let me just go over there and see, and I'll read your stuff if you guys did anything over there. I'm super sorry. I thought I had these in the right mode, but apparently I did not, and I put the goals in the vertical and not in the horizontal. So I always want to make sure that I did not miss anybody. I know I got Melanie's, and I apologize. It's getting confusing. I'll get it fixed. I'll get it worked out. But for the time being, let's see what we got here. I still have seen clone my images. So we have the same. It's just mimicking the image from the vertical, so I don't have to keep. Right now, I'm having to manage two different streams. I mean, it's on the same dashboard, but I still have to, as far as this, you're seeing, I've got two chats going on, and I have to add a plugin, a Ninja plugin that allows me to have all of the chats combined together into one chat mechanism. That's another plug I haven't got to yet. So that's okay. So here is vertical. Let me go in here and make sure I haven't missed anybody. Give it just a second. It's going to take a few seconds to pop. So YouTube is receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. So even vertical, you guys might not be having. I'm going to have to do some of the breakdown for you guys. So it looks like we've only had one person in the fan funding over there. So I apologize for that. I didn't realize. Oh, no, we got some floating hearts. Robin Dawn, thank you for the floating hearts. Oh, River, she's Sunday. And Robin did 100. Thank you for that. And then of course I thank you guys. I was super sorry I read this one. Get it all fixed. It'll be rectified on the next So let's go ahead and get into why we're here. We're here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, which has mysteriously disappeared. Let's face it. What is going on shouldn't be going on. We shouldn't be dealing with what we're dealing with, yet here we are. Let me close out some screens here, folks. I've got too many screens open. So it's gonna take its time to close some stuff down. You're currently active. Do you want to exit? Do you exit? No, I don't wish to exit. What do you mean, do I wish to exit? Of course not. I'm not trying to exit StreamYard or StreamYard OBS. I'm trying to exit out all these screens because it's bogging down my system. Okay, I should have a much better situation here. So we're going to be having some difficult conversations, one that many people have waited months for and one that many are afraid to have. This story is of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, a bright, high-functioning autistic, close to 17-year-old boy at this point, who vanished on February 26, 2024 from his mother's home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and hasn't been seen by a single confirmed witness since that moment. There's been no credible sightings, no physical evidence, no trace, just nothing. You are glitching real bad and buffering. Okay, thank you, Mama. There's not much I can do about it. I got too much stuff running. Let me see if I can turn some of this stuff off. Let me see if I can take this off. Maybe that'll help with some of it. Some of the stuff that it can just lag the system. But I have a funny feeling it has something to do with the articles I've got up on my system. Those lag out the most. So give it just a few moments. Refresh if you need to. and then we'll get moving on here. We have no clue what happened. We have our assumptions. Thank you, guys. Perfect. Okay, guys. So it sounds like it is a little bit better. I just needed to close out a bunch of screens and get stuff, resolved. I could see that it was dropping. I could see the error messages, but I'm not seeing my bit rate, coming through. And I've got my vertical on a 6,000 versus 4,350, which is what my horizontal's running on. So I might adjust that just a little bit. Anyways, he's a high functioning, bright 15-year-old. We're going to act like he's 15-year-old because we're going back to the day that he disappeared. Okay. And he was with his mom and hasn't been seen. He's just gone. And the question everyone is afraid of asking out loud is, how does a child vanish from inside a home overnight without shoes, phone, money, or clothing, and without anyone in the home hearing or seeing a thing? Think about it. When we really look at this, does this logically make sense? Hey, Renita, it's nice to see you. Mama Bear, Mary, it's nice to see you. Oh, Mary, it's nice to see you, love. I hope everybody's doing well. But that's it. We're always talking about stuff on the outside of the home. The cameras and stuff. But how in the hell does a child go missing from inside his home with nobody knowing or hearing a thing? Military trained people. They're talking about electronic locks. Many of us have electronic locks in our house this day and age. Either fingerprints or, I barely hear. Well, everything should be up. My volume should be up. You might need to turn your volume up, River. Let me just check and make sure our volume's up. Can't imagine. It looks, my audio on the back end is looking really stinking good. Yeah, everything's up. Okay, you might need no sound. Okay, well, you guys might need to adjust your volume. You may need to adjust your volume. Anyways, long story short, we have a mother in there, and nobody can hear anything, not even the electronic lock. My electronic lock is so deafening. It went out and back in, and it's much better, loud, clear. Okay, I hate the glitching. I hate the glitching too, but I can't see the glitching, so I'll have to make some adjustments on my end for the next show. That's all. All right, guys. So, anyways, let's get back to this. I'm here to take you through not just what happened, but what still doesn't add up in this case. What the public has been told, what's been withheld, and why so many independent investigators, including myself, believe the circumstances surrounding Sebastian's disappearance cannot be explained by chance or accident alone. The significance of his autism, medical vulnerability, the family's recent life changes, although not public, note that social media claims alone are not proof, but they deserve scrutiny and documentary follow-up. The fact that independent efforts, private investigators, public interest have been pursuing leads like alleged videos with limited transparency. Here are some of the sources that you guys may want to look at. And it's coverage from national news outlets summarizing the disappearance and the search and so on. Status updates, including private investigators' claims. I don't trust the private investigators. So I wouldn't be using that. The parent, his mother, let me make sure I'm not, yeah, okay. His parents, his mother, Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot, appear to have publicly cooperated, but really, have they? I'm not sure if that is the case. According to independent investigators, multiple pieces of online documentations, the Proudfoots purchased their new home in September 2022. Less than a month later, October 2022, the family reported beginning talking about moving Sebastian out or finding him another place to live. That was within 30 days of that new that them purchasing that big home. They didn't live in a big home. They lived in a nice home before, but nothing like to the degree that they're living the lifestyle that they're living now. They're living a great lifestyle right now. Okay? Good morning, Vicki. It's nice to see you, love. It's nice to see you. These claims have circulated wildly among searchers, neighbors, and online communities digging into the case. They deserve scrutiny, they deserve documentation, and they deserve answers. But there are still no officially confirmed by. They're still not officially confirmed by law enforcement. Law enforcement is not even tight-lipped. They've gone radio silent for no other purpose. I don't even understand the purpose. They're doing absolutely nothing. Brandon's not in the office. Brandon's not researching this case. Brandon's not coordinating searches for Sebastian Rogers. Brandon is not doing a damn thing for the Sebastian Rogers case. I can assure you that. He's too busy being in court working other cases. I've confirmed that. This is not his only case, but this is the only indicator on Sebastian Rogers' case. The largest, most prolific missing child case in Sumner County's history. And they've got one stinking detective on it that's not even working it. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Sebastian wasn't just an anonymous name poster. He was a vulnerable young man with autism, smart, fun, routine driven, and deeply dependent on structure and the adults around him. I want to say this clearly. Children with autism do not simply wander off into the night without shoes or clothing in freezing cold weather. They do not leave behind their phone, their coat, and every single thing that they rely on for comfort. Especially not from a locked home. Especially not without being seen or heard. But that's exactly what we're expected to believe. Every day we come here and law enforcement tries to get us to believe that. The Proudfoots tried to get us to believe that. And we have one strong voice, Seth Rogers, that is telling us something isn't right with that statement. His son would not do that. His son would not leave the home without his shoes, without his gaming system, without his cell phone. Even his teachers acknowledged how those were things that he always took with him. Now let's talk about the household. Sebastian lived with his mother and his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot. Their household moves, their patterns, their dynamics, especially beginning in 2022, they raise serious concerns. Today's analysis will share what public, acknowledge what's not verified, and clearly mark what comes from independent investigators, researchers, and observers like myself. You, the viewer, will decide what actually makes sense to you. It's not for us to decide what makes sense for you. It's for you to decide what makes sense for you. According to independent investigators, like I had previously said, in multiple pieces of online documentations, the Proudfoots purchased their home September 2022. Less than a month later, they're trying to move their son out of their home. These claims have circulated wildly among researchers, neighbors, and online communities digging into this case, and they do deserve that scrutiny. They deserve documentation and they deserve answers. With that being said, it raises an immediate why factor. And you guys know that why factor is my secret sauce here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. The why in this case means everything. It's the why. It's the why factor. Why buy a new home only to try to move your child out of it weeks later? What changed? What happened in that household in late 2022 that no one wants to fully talk about? Independent investigators have also looked at the changing dynamics between Katie and her husband, Chris Proudfoot, during this period. Here's what we know. At some point, tensions grew. According to multiple sources, Chris allegedly gave Katie an ultimatum. It's me or your son. Neighbors heard it, neighbors reported it, and it became public news here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, as well as widely known throughout the true crime communities. Not long after, he left for work at the St. Drew's Project in Memphis and did not return home for an extended period of time. Why? Why avoid the home? Why stay away, especially knowing a medically vulnerable teenager was living there? Some believe, and I want to emphasize the word believe, that this was from manipulation, a punishment, a way to force Katie to experience the home without him so she would choose him over her son. Whether this is true or not, that dynamic, that conflict becomes critical when we reach 2022, February 2024. Because once Sebastian disappeared, suddenly Chris returns. Suddenly, he was present in the home again. And that is a notable behavioral shift. Let's walk through what the public has been told happened between the night of February 25th and the morning of February 26th. He would not leave his mom, much less in the dark and alone. I don't believe he would have ever did. I don't think Renita, I don't think anybody believes that. Hey, Gracie, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way in or your way out. We're running 2 shows. If you're in the vertical mode, you'll see Sebastian above me. If you're in the horizontal mode, you'll see Sebastian next to me. Now, the horizontal mode is the one that has the less ads and the less restrictive requirements for communication, because we're running we can see the chat on this side. I had to put a 2-day requirement on our portrait mode because we don't have the type of coverage over there in that chat. So we made it a little more uncomfortable to be over in the portrait mode. So only the haters would want to be over there, right? So let's go through this. Between the 25th and the 26th is kind of the honeypot, right? This is where everything happened in this story. Everything notable and major that we're focusing on. Now, we know that there's a lot leading up to this, right? We know that there's a whole house and a whole home dysfunction and a breakdown of the family dynamic inside that home, without a doubt. You can tell that Chris is not a fatherly figure. He's not a nurturer. He's a screamer. He's a control freak. He wants you to listen to him, and anything less than that is unacceptable in his world. If you don't like it, then he's going to scream at you. And if he could put his hands on you, he will. If he can beat it into you, he will. That is my opinion. I've met a lot of men just like Chris. I am surprised he kept his ass out of jail this long, but I do feel like jail is in his future. I feel like jail has been in his future for the last 20 years. But he lives in a community that his family has a lot of pull in. And so what we need to do is break down the good old boys club in order to make sure that when he's hit, when Chris and Katie are finally arrested, there's going to be no holding back. We're going to have all the people in place that need to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. I don't trust Sumner County. I don't trust the DA. I damn sure don't trust law enforcement there. Okay? They're crooked. They're corrupt. And I've dealt with their corruption. They threw me in jail for following the law. They've thrown a lot of people in jail for following the law. And meanwhile, we got 2 people, one that I believe murdered her son, and a husband that helped her cover that up. Okay? That's what I believe. I'm not going to come off that. That's my belief. I think the evidence supports that more than anything else. The limited bit of evidence that we have supports that more than anything else. Again, that is my opinion. I want to make sure that's delineated from the facts that we say on the show. My opinion doesn't equate to fact, no matter how I wish and I don't wish. I actually wish that I'm completely wrong, because when I'm wrong, that means somebody is healthy and somebody is alive. Okay? I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong 100% of the time. Okay. Unfortunately, we have a decent batting average on this show, and it's horrible. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But on the day before he vanished, Sebastian allegedly taken out for multiple activities. Some may say that his sensory sensitive teen with that this is too many activities for a sensory sensitive teen with autism. I think a lot of you guys have brought that up. All the threats he made, I can't believe he hasn't been arrested because he's got a corrupted. When you have a law enforcement that allows you to do this to people, and doesn't then they're giving him carte blanche to continue to do it. Okay, it's a corrupted county. You anybody that's in that county, if you guys want this better, you're going to have to vote it out. Okay, you're going to have to vote it out. I can educate you guys on how to find and locate politicians, how to, get politicians, how to go out there and find politicians and put them in office. Okay. Sometimes that's what I do. I go out and I try to find like, Tommy Gregory, he was one of our guys in the House. And I was trying to get him, to run for U.S. instead of Florida. And, I can't stand one of our politicians that is a U.S. House member. And he's been in office forever and ever. He looks like he's freaking had his face pulled so tight. And you guys probably know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus just yet. But, the problem was Tommy Gregory didn't have funding to get this politician out. And that was the only reason why he chose not to run. And now he's out of politics altogether. And we had such a great politician in him. Just like when we had the Board of County Commissioners and KVO tried to sliced frickin' Vanessa Baugh out of the county. Vanessa Baugh was the best thing that we could have had on the Manatee County Board of County Commissioners. And I want her back. I really do. And she's not coming back. She's not, I've tried talking to her. Her husband won't let her, it was too much. And it's upsetting. She was good at what she did. And she had Bullhorn Betty respect. I mean, you don't get that too much in politics. Like I'm kind of loyal, but I'm not. I'm loyal to my people. I'm loyal to the public. If I gotta, I'm friendly with politicians, but make no mistakes, I am not their friend. Okay? I am not their friend. I like to be friendly. I'd love to have a great relationship with them. But just like with my cases, I like to be an arm's length away from that crap. Why? Because when you got to put your foot down, you got to put it down, and you got to put it down hard. And I can't be worrying about somebody's feelings or ruining a relationship because of my job. It's just all part of it. Trust me, it's taken a lot out of it, but we have to do it. We have to do it. And you guys need to start, coming up to the plate in Tennessee. We need our Tennessee residents to start stepping up to the plate here. You guys got a lot of corruption in your state. And you know what? You can't, if you keep putting the same politicians in place, you're not going to do nothing with your corruption. I want a top-down change in Tennessee. I truly, as unfortunate as it is, even my own people that I highly like and respect that are in Tennessee, I'm ready for them to go. I'm ready for new leadership because I truly believe we need a top-down approach here. When you're just now changing your child diddling laws from a misdemeanor to a felony in 2025, you got some serious problems in your state. Okay? You got some serious pervy problems in your state. At the highest level, by the way. At the highest level. It should not be rocket science that we need to be tough on crime when it comes to our children. We shouldn't have to be pulling teeth with politicians in the state of Tennessee to do the right thing for the children, yet here we are. Right? So let's go back. Let's start this thing kind of over again. On the day he disappeared or vanished, Sebastian was allegedly taken out for multiple activities. And many in our own chat as well as online. Now, you guys were speaking to me, but there's all these online communities that I reviewed as well. And a lot of people at the beginning. Now, I know some of those people have flipped for profit, which is a shame. That they're running this case on the benefit of Chris and Katie for profit. But before they went after the money, they grifted and totally put a landmine in a true crime case for profit. They were all saying the same song and dance, that this seemed like overstimulation, that this seemed like a lot of activity for a high functioning autistic teenager. being here, being there, being everywhere, right? Going to the bowling alley, going out to dinner, going and meeting family, having all this activity that day. Apparently, that's not good for autistic children. Stability, strict schedules, not all this, just spontaneous stuff, spontaneously going to BJ's, spontaneously deciding to go to Strikes and Spare, spontaneously deciding to go out to dinner. If they went out to dinner every Sunday, this would be normal. This would be customary. This would be what I would expect. So, sensory sensitive teen with autism, many people think too many activities. Independent investigators have raised concerns about overstimulation as well, exhaustion, and behavioral overwhelm. I don't know if behavioral overwhelm is different, but it sounds like it might be. Was Sebastian overwhelmed? I can tell you that from what I've heard Seth say at the beginning when he first saw that video, and I have to go back because we learned from Steve Johnson, which is always on the interview room. He says you really want to find, when the statements were made, you want to find the most recent, closest in time to when the event happened. So you go back to the closest in time when the event happened. When did Seth actually visually see the proof, what we dubbed the proof of life video? And he saw it at a specific time in this timeline. And so when you go back to the interview he had directly after that him looking at that video, what you learn from Seth at that moment is that he even himself identifies Sebastian doesn't appear to be let me collect my words here. He identifies his son having his hands in his pocket, which is, I guess, not a good sign. Okay. And the visual, his visual perception appeared not to be as happy as what he would have expected. It is, if I'm understanding the statement correctly, if I remember it correctly, it was something along those lines. Even his father knew that he wasn't acting right in this particular case. That was a major issue for him. So, we need to remember that. Was he overwhelmed? I would have to say that it does seem, hey, trust the process. It does seem that he was overwhelmed in part. I mean, we do have a father saying he wasn't acting, he didn't appear to be normal. Not in normal, normal in the sense of, he was acting erratic, but just not happy, not joyous, not his bubbly self. There was something weighing. If this was supposed to be a fun day for him, it didn't seem like he was having fun, you see. Was he struggling? Was this a normal day or was it abnormal? We've asked Katie and Chris that since the beginning of this case. You know that they've never answered it. If you go back to all of the interviews, and I think one was the Web Sleuths, I'm almost positive on Web Sleuth, it's either Web Sleuths or Smiley Story World, where I believe that they specifically asked them the question on whether this was a normal weekend, and Chris lost his shit. And the question was never answered. And if I recall that correctly, I think that the question of whether this was normal for that, they do this normally every weekend or not, I don't think they've ever answered that question. And I'm almost positive that has been asked multiple times. But I could be wrong. The public doesn't have complete clarity on those factors. Katie stated around 10 p.m. she heard a thud from Sebastian's room. She called out to him. She says Sebastian responded okay. She told him to go to bed. And this is the last moment anyone ever reported hearing Sebastian's voice. There's no independent verification. There's no time-stamped audio. There's no witnesses besides Katie. None. There was nobody. After that light went out in his room, there's no independent verification what happened to Sebastian. The only thing is the theory and the story that was stated by Katie and Chris that he walked out the front door has been proven to be untrue. It's been proven to be untrue. How do we know it's been proven to be untrue? Because we've even had Sonny state there's no video of him leaving the house. There's video of that front door on the neighbor's camera across the street, yet there's no video of him leaving the house. Okay? So if Chris and Katie said he left out the front door and there's a camera across the street on the front door and this child did not walk out the front door, well, then he did not leave that house. So where is he? Daycare worker. Oh, Gina H. Thank you. That's interesting. Gina H. says the daycare worker that got arrested for child abuse here lied to LE and said she heard a thud. Interesting. Thank you, Robin. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button and come back into the chat and let us know where you're from, what the temperature is in your area. You don't have to tell us your specific location, but maybe a state or, maybe a region like the east side of Tennessee, the west side of Tennessee, north, south, something like that to help identify that. I don't know what it is here in Manatee County, but I can tell you, I got a text from somebody. I didn't hear it because I got these headphones in it. Okay. It is currently 65 degrees in Florida. So if it's 65 degrees in Florida, it's got to be brrr the rest of the way around the United States. So around 10 p.m., she allegedly heard this thud from Sebastian's room. She called out. He says, okay. She told him she's going to bed. As I said, no other witnesses besides Katie heard that or can state to that. So the morning of February 26, 6 a.m., Katie reportedly wakes up to find Sebastian gone, his shoes still in the home, his phone untouched, his clothes still there, no forced entry, no signs of struggle, no doors or windows reportedly opened or unlocked, no cameras, no alarms, and yet a child is gone. Law enforcement responded, began searches, and at the beginning there was no evidence of foul play, but they also said they were not ruling out any possibilities. Searches expanded, roughly 1,500 volunteers, folks. Drones, canines, waterways were searched, landfills were searched, woods, drain pipes, nothing. Folks, not even a trace. Not even a trace. So today, as we open our full coverage of this case, here is what we can say with confidence. The known facts do not match normal runaway patterns. Kids with autism do not vanish barefoot in the night in cold temperatures. That's a fact. There are unexplained gaps in the household timeline. Tension between Katie and Chris, the ultimatum, his long absence, and his sudden return from after the disappearance, and all the behavioral red flags. There's huge gaps in this household's timeline about this event. Independent investigators have uncovered patterns, contradictions, and lifestyle changes, and have never been addressed publicly or by officials. Nobody's addressed these things. Statistically, when a child disappears from inside a home with no forced entry or abduction indicators, the probability of outside involvement are extremely low. Do you understand that? Woo, 38 degrees. You guys are killing me over here. 30 degrees in PA. Oh, brr. Hopefully you guys got some wood, man. I don't know how you guys can live in those cold areas without having a wood burning stove or fireplace. Oh, the smell. My aunt in South Carolina, she has black walnut trees. And when you cut down the wood and dry it out, oh, the aroma through that house. Oh, the aroma on the food. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so good. And I got some photos. We're going to show some photos. Not today, because we're getting close. I'm getting ready to close out the show. We got probably about another 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll be closing out the show. And we'll be coming back later this afternoon to kind of pick up where we are. But I want to make sure the people that are going to church get to church. Kylie's nail candy, it's nice to see you. Maybe he's buried in that common area space between them. Nah, that would have been, the ground disturbance would have been noticeable. We're looking either for ground disturbance or he's in the water. I mean, these are Navy people. The water, they're accustomed to water. I mean, when I was talking to my Army cousin, and I was kind of breaking down the case and wanted a military perspective, the first thing when he found out that they were Navy, that was what he said. He said, water, 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 water. I mean, that's what he said. Him as a Navy person, he knows how to be honest with you, he knows how to make somebody ash, okay? They teach you that stuff in the Army, okay? So I don't think that happened. I guess if they found a spot in the woods far enough, it could have happened. It's a very simple process. My cousin explained it to me. To turn somebody's slop to ash. Nothing left. Nothing left. Do they own the boat? They don't. But there's a lot of bridges and a lot of waterways that somebody can pull up. And you got to remember, like, Chris is a traveler. He's been commuting to work. We also can't just be, just in that area. Chris is a bullshitter, okay? He knows how to keep his demeanor. If something was going south and he had something that he wasn't supposed to have in his car, he knows how to keep cool. He knows how to work an officer. I mean, many of us that are, I do the job I do, right? I feel I've been manipulative for officers before. I'm not going to tell you to the degree, but I've been able to get myself out of a very serious situation. Very serious, back in my 20s. Very serious situation. And I don't know. I feel like some people got it and some people don't, And some people, when you lie, you have it all over your face. Like you some of y'all just aren't good at it. Okay. The guilt. You guys are so guilt-ridden, okay? The guilt alone, just by saying the lie. I mean, you guys are like already shaking in your boots. Like you would never pass the Bullhorn Betty lie detector test. Are you sure that's how things happen, ma'am? Yeah. Well, you don't seem really confident in that. Right? You don't seem very confident in that. Are you sure that's the way it happened? Like the guy yesterday saying I called him those names, and I'm like, I don't use those names. I can tell you, those names don't even come out of my mouth, okay? I have never used those names in my life, even when I was angry. So I know for a damn fact, right? So you just know, But there are gaps in the household timelines. There's behavioral facts, there's things that have never been addressed publicly or by any type of official that needs to be, especially related to their patterns, contradictions, and lifestyle changes. Statistically, as I said, children that are in home have a very low indicator of abduction, extremely low, 0.00001%. In this very specific case, there is zero possibility in my mind of an abduction. Zero. Even if he got out of the house, I don't believe he met with foul play. I don't believe he got out of the house. I believe he was drug out of the house. Again, we do see a blob carrying a blob, and law enforcement is trying to make us believe that for a minute and 30 seconds, there was a pickup truck driving up and down a mountain on the other road. I call BS. And we timed it. It was literally a minute and 30 seconds. They're trying to say, oh, it's just a reflection on the camera from a truck that's a pickup truck reflection from what a light as they're going up over a hill. They said we'll have to go back through the statement, but yet we go back to the video and we literally count a minute and 30 seconds. And you know damn well a car is not going to be driving or staying on the top of a hill for a minute and 30 seconds. They said it was moving. So if it's moving and the road is only a half a mile, you're kind of to the end of the road in 20 seconds, 30 seconds tops, hardly a minute and a half of this reflection appearing to walk through a common area to a vehicle that just so happens to be sitting on the side of the road. It doesn't logically make sense. It just doesn't. So officials aren't giving us a whole lot of answers, and the stuff that we are physically seeing, we're seeing, and we know we're being manipulated by law enforcement, which they're allowed to do. And quite frankly, if they don't want to have, but you know what? It just shows unprofessionalism. When you choose not to acknowledge that you have a child missing in your community and that you failed this child from the very, very, very beginning, and then you just kind of tuck it away, it enrages the public. It enrages people like me from Florida that are saying, what gives here? And then it makes me also educate my audience as well as the people out in Tennessee about this thing called professionalism. We hire these people so we're not left in the dark. That's exactly why we hire sheriffs, okay? We hire sheriffs. They're not the ones that are training their officers. They are the talking heads. They are the face of that sheriff's office. That is their job. Their only job as a sheriff is to make sure that their officers are doing their job, have the proper training, acting in good conduct, and they are to be the face that deals with who? The public. And so Sheriff Struggles has failed his basic duty of dealing with the public, and the public that he has dealt with, he wants to make sure that they're voters in his community before he speaks with them. Yet he has his hand out every single time, and so does the county for those federal funds. Well, sir, you understand you can't have the federal funds when only dealing with your like, our country does not design like that. Just because your electors, your residents voted for you to be in that position doesn't mean they're the only people you serve. And when the federal government hears you talking like that to people, well, they don't take too kindly to that. So I really do believe it was Eric Craddock that got $200 million stripped from his own community. That community should fire him. We'll see at the next election whether they do just that. But it's time for him to go. And if you guys don't know that, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's time for him to go. This case deserves hard questions. The public deserves answers. Sebastian deserves the truth, whatever it leads and wherever it leads. So this is basically why we are here. Why did this turn into such a shit show? Why? Because there's a whole bunch of people covering up a whole bunch of stuff, and we're digging in, and they don't like it. And we're going to continue. It's really, really bad. It is bad out there. I can tell you, I know for me. Locals worship crowd, hate to say it, but it's the truth. Well, you know what? Then you guys got a lot of dumbasses in your community that like to stick their head in the sand. I don't know what else to say. If people are this out of touch, then people aren't doing what they need to be doing. Churches aren't doing what they need to be doing. Other politicians aren't doing what they need to be doing. And this is happening all over Tennessee. It's a hot mess express. I mean, at some point, you guys have got to pull your heads out of your butts and quit being laughed at by the rest of the country. I mean, you guys are a red state, whether Memphis likes it or not. At the end of the day, you're predominantly a red state, yet you're acting blue throughout the state. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. We have standards, okay? We have law and order. When you're a Republican, you're a red state, you're conservative, we believe in law and order, okay? That no matter how you feel about politics, that still is considered a red state. It's not a purple state and it's not a blue state, okay? It is a red state. Yet they're acting like they got no common sense. It was CC said it was really bad in my opinion. Okay, gotcha. One creator said this case was the opportunity of a lifetime. Well, in all fairness, Jackie, for a politician, yeah, it kind of is. You know, you never want, and as disgusting as this sounds in politics, you never want to let a situation like this go without you being involved in it. This is an opportunity to be out in the public space, show them your professionalism, show them why they hired you. Right? And for people to be so small-minded, you guys realize you're voting for a guy. Like, when you're voting for Eric Craddock, if your child disappeared, you understand your child gets to search for a week. If your child's a victim of homicide or an abduction, you want this man? After seeing how he acts with another missing child, that's the man that you want in charge of your department? I see how Rick Wells searches for kids, you know, and missing people. Like, I got no worries in the world. My sheriff, whether we have disputes or not, my sheriff speaks to our public. My sheriff is a professional sheriff. You know, he understands the criteria in which he is hired to do. I pretend to be red and act like blue. Well, I'm a conservative. So, and to be honest with you, I'm not loyal to anybody, okay? I'm loyal to the conservative movement, okay? That's all I care about. I care about reigning in the government. I don't care which party gets it done. But right now, the only party that's really, that is not freaking a basket case, freaking insane asylum, is the Republican Party. I'm sorry, but I have a problem with purple and blue hair. Okay, I'm racist to purple and blue hair. I don't want to walk into a lawyer's office and see somebody with a bunch of tattoos and piercings and colored hair. Okay? I'm sorry. I think I speak for a lot of people. When we go and spend our money, we want to spend our money in places and in businesses that represent us as the consumer. Okay? And I just found out that there was a law put in place, I don't know if it's California or Illinois or whatever, to give your hair rights. Your hair. So somebody can literally have FU wrote into their hair and you as an employee can't do nothing about it. No. 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 You can call me a lot of things. but no. Where else are we going to go with this? Was Sebastian overwhelmed? Was he struggling? I don't know. I think he was. I think he was overwhelmed that day. I think things just weren't right. If you want my truth, I think things just weren't right that day. I think that this whole entire time they have been trying to convince us that this was just normal and customary behavior inside that household. I dyed my hair silver. Well, that's okay. I let mine grow out to silver. So, I mean, you know. I'm just saying. Like, I believe everybody should be, like, I put pink in my hair. You know, I mean, I understand that people want to be a little bit creative and, you know, maybe there are some jobs. My job allowed me to do it. I'm my own boss, right? I could put pink stuff in my hair. But you know, maybe a bar. If you're working for a bar or a tattoo shop, that might be perfect. But when you're working for professional jobs, mortgage companies, title companies, law firms, I'm sorry. I will walk out of a law firm. If I walk into a law firm and my first presentation to your law firm is somebody covered in tattoos and piercings with purple hair, you're not getting my business. You can call me whatever names you want to call me, but one thing you're not going to do is get my money. Okay? When I go into a law firm, when I go into a professional business, a bank, I want to speak and deal with professionals. I'm not dealing with some snotty little kid that needs a safe space and coloring book. And every time I go into a store and I see somebody with a bunch of tattoos and piercings and purple hair, I'm turning my ass out and running the other way. You're not getting my business. You're not getting my money. And it's a damn shame that there are some states forcing people to employ these people that have no respect for their own selves, and then they want to go and inflict that onto other people and other businesses, driving down their profits. Because I can tell you, I personally will not shop there. I personally will not deal with it. If I'm going to get a tattoo, if I'm going to go have a coyote ugly, okay, and want to dance on frickin' tabletops, then I can deal with it. That's the kind of place that those people deserve to be, with the purple hair, a whole bunch of rings going in. You guys have seen them. They look a little creepy. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have somebody with a whole face full of jewelry and tattoos. Okay? There are places for that. You can call me a lot of things, but I am not PC. I'm not going to say that it is right. I'm going to say it is wrong. If people want jobs, they need to dress to impress and earn the job. That's what I say. Stank folks are calculating and are not good way, and in my opinion. Seems we have to be worried about basic redheads lately. Don't get me started on the crazy redheads. I got a few. I'm from an Irish family. I got a few in my own house. I'm just saying. We know you redheads exist. They'll even admit it. I got some redheads in here. They'll admit it. They know they got that pocket of crazy waiting to pull out. They're laughing. They're subtly laughing because they want to be mad at me saying that, but they know it's true. They know it's true. Oh, good gracious. Old school values. There it is. That's what it is, written in stars. Old school values. Because we're not raised like these. Get them. In my family too. Yeah. We got some redheads. And I got to tell you, you guys think Bullhorn Betty's crazy. Wait until you meet my counterparts. My counterparts with red hair. I'm just saying. I still love them. Even though they're the redheaded stepchild. I'm just joking. I love my redheads. There's only one redhead I just really don't like. Deanna's raising her hand. She knows it's true. See, she's laughing. She knows it's true. You guys know. Just like I know. I'm short, so I'm a little more, loud, right? A little more energetic. Got that Neapolitan complex crap going on with me. You guys know. If you can't be honest, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing here? You guys know I'm a spitfire. We know about you redheads. If I can own it, you can too. I'm just saying. Sonya's raising her hand. Sonya is not a redhead, okay? Put your hand down, Sonya. Redheads are a wild child for life. There you go, written in the stars. There you go. Oh, I love it. We got our redheads. Don't be messing with the redheads. They're coming for you. I love it. So, guys, we're kind of out of time. We're done with our show for today. I do have some presentation material, but I chatted too long. We haven't been talking about Sebastian Rogers, so getting everybody up to snuff with this case, as well as Summer Wells. We're going to be bouncing back and forth between several different cases. So the cases are, as I'm going to be monitoring the Buzzard case because I want to see where that goes. I have a funny feeling it's done. It's died out. Like I said, I believe law enforcement realized that this child was alive like weeks ago. I think the FBI did locate her, and there's nothing they can do about it because the mom had the right to put this child in anybody's care. And so I do believe that even though they're not saying anything, because again, liability, that law enforcement's not going to come out and tell us, Betty, what time are you going live later? It's going to be afternoon, to be honest with you. It's just like this morning, I just pop up. I give you guys like maybe a 30-minute head start. So this tells you guys also for frustration's sake, if you guys are not getting my notifications, there's two options that you have. The first option I want you to try before you unsubscribe and resubscribe. I want you to go to your bell, and I want you to press on your bell, and your bell will most likely be highlighted under personalized, okay, or off. You need to move that bell and highlight the bell that says all. If your bell is already highlighted as all and you're not getting my notifications, you need to take that bell, turn it to personalize, save that, then go back in and trigger it to all. If that doesn't trigger the notifications by the next time, then you're going to need to go and unsubscribe and resubscribe. The good news, if you just want to unsubscribe and resubscribe, now would be the time to do it. Because I am keeping the horizontal on 20 minutes, okay? So we have some type of way to handle the trolls if they come over here. We haven't had as many trolls as we once did, but I think we've blocked most of them, and we only really have one troll here. I sent you snow pic. You missed it. This morning I told you I received your pictures. We're going to be showing the snow pictures this afternoon. I'll have those pulled up. I'll have those pulled up this afternoon. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the whole thing. So we're putting it to 20 minutes so you guys can unsubscribe and resubscribe, and by the time the next show comes here, you guys won't be stopped from communicating. However, in another week, we need to do it this week. Because next week, starting Monday, we're going back to 2 days again on everything. So I just want you guys an opportunity so you're not blocked from chatting to reset your system if you need to. So unsubscribe, resubscribe, or change your bell. And at least by the next show, you would have been subscribed for 20 minutes and it will not hinder your, you're being able to talk to your friends in the chat and stuff like that. Because I know you guys come here. Sometimes I think you guys come here just to talk in the chat more than you come to listen to me. Because I swear, I'm talking about something. I'll go over there and read in the chat, and you guys are having a conversation about something other than what we're talking about. And it's fine. It's fine. I love the fact that you guys are BFFs in the chat. I love it. It's a little weird when we're talking about, Joe Sue, down the road, and I'm sitting here saying, talking about, and I go read a comment, and we're talking about, Joe Sue, stubbing her toe on the tree, So I get it. I know I'm just the face of the Bullhorn Betty channel. I just opened the chat so you guys can talk amongst each other. I know I'm just the noise in the background. I get it. I just want to know, do you guys turn me all the way down? Do you guys keep me up just a itty bitty little bit, just so you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I know Justin's putting me to shame. I had to put some makeup on because, I'm starting to get a little jelly, how does Justin have that beautiful complexion and Bullhorn Betty is starting to age, even though I'm very pleasantly surprised that I don't really have a lot of wrinkles. Even when like when you lift your eyes up, I've never done Botox ever in my life. I've never done, actually, I have a really shitty regimen. Everybody's like, you gotta have a routine, you gotta have a facial routine, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. I don't have none of it, okay? I have none of that. None of it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Sometimes I wash my face. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put moisture. Like I was telling my best friend, I said, I got a dry patch here and I got a dry patch here, and I'm getting a little dry patch here. And she's like, well, you're changing. Your body's changing. You got to moisturize. And then they're talking about baby oil and Vaseline. I'm like, you put that crap on your face? I'm like, yeah, I am not putting a bunch of oil and grease on my face. Like, who does anybody else use baby oil and Vaseline on their face here? Am I missing something? Like I've been using Mary Kay moisturizer for, I don't know, years? Since I was in my 20s, because my mom used to sell Mary Kay. And she always has a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't either. I even asked her, I said, doesn't that ruin your towels? I mean, because she has white everything. I don't know how heck no, my damn skin now. That's what, apparently, Shauna, the oily skin is from lack of moisture. And it truly is. It truly is. If you are having an oily face in the morning, you need to moisturize more at night. I didn't know that. That's why I turned to that Mary Kay moisturizer. They have a one for oily complexion. And I've used that stuff for years. And I used to slather. I don't do it much anymore because I'm older and mommy doesn't give me the Mary Kay for free anymore. So it's like one of these things, like, and you guys know I'm a cheap bitch. Okay, stop it. You know me. Okay, I've got to pay for it, and we're going to the dollar store. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Auntie E, it's nice to see you. No way. That's what I was saying. Use castor oil. I got castor oil. But I don't know. I'm really weird about oil being put on, unless it's vitamin E oil. Even olive oil. Like I heard people say, put olive oil on your skin. And I'm like, it's oil. It's oil. Like I don't know. But anyway, she told me her routine, and she's like, yeah. She goes, right before I get out of the shower, she's like, I put a little bit of baby oil. She's like, I rub my body down, I get out, and I pat my body dry, from the water. And she's like, I start my day. I said, how do you wash your? I mean, you would think that, like, I tried that snail serum. I was believe it or not. It's snail snot, okay? Let's be honest. Sonia. It's snail snot, okay? And I was at Sam's Club one time. I will tell you guys this. I was at Sam's Club one time, and they were handing out free packages, and it was that snail serum. And so I'm like, it feels... Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know if it was them putting snail on there and then the goop coming out being clear slime. I'm not sure. I was like, I was kind of a little like that, and it wasn't nothing more than just psyching out in my own head, right? And I'm sure it was really, really good. I'm sure it really was. And I actually used it. It is a very cooling, calming, especially if you keep the package in the refrigerator, cooling, calming stuff. And so I like stuff that little stuff for under my eyes. But I only got the little 10. I was 20 something years old and it was not, we weren't, back when I was 20, we weren't into the weird stuff yet. Okay. We've kind of dealt, we're willing to look at, kind of weird stuff that we've never thought about before. And I don't want to gross anybody out, but even what they're doing with mom's placentas and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sorry. Everybody's saying it's healthy and healthier and stuff like that. I don't get down like that. Okay. If I have a baby and the placenta comes out, well, that goes wherever placentas go. Okay. It doesn't go back into my body. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just not. But you know what? We're more tolerable. But you guys know. We're a little more tolerable to the weird stuff now, okay? There's no way in hell, okay? I'm from old school, okay? We ain't playing that. People are like, oh, it's so good for the kids, so good for your body. You just need to have it dehydrated and put into capsules. Hell to the nah. Okay, we ain't doing that. Thank you, yacht. Thank you. Okay. Now, I don't want to make mommies that believe that it's healthy, because doctors do promote it. I believe it or not, they promote it. And so if you choose to do that, I don't want you not doing it because I'm making you feel bad. If you think it's good for you, tallow is a good moisture. Tallow is actually good for a lot of things. I didn't realize how much tallow was used. If you guys don't know what tallow is, you know how you make meat, like red meat, hamburger meat. You know that white greasy crap that comes up, and whenever you put your stuff in the refrigerator, it covers your meat, that white chalky stuff. That's tallow. Okay? It is a big business, folks. It is a big business. You take that tallow and you clean it. So how you clean the tallow is, as you're making your meat, you get this white stuff, okay? And then you keep taking it and you boil it. You boil it, and you get all the impurities out of it. You get all the meat out of it, and then you get this big white chunk of tallow. I mean, that's what it is. It's tallow, but I don't know how to describe it. And you can make candles, you can make lip balms, you can make moisturizers, and you can use it for a healthy frying, an all natural oil instead of seed oil. Steak and Shake uses it for their fries. Yep. But it really is just such a universal product. And it wasn't until, believe it or not, I have been country for a really long time. Tallow has been known by country folk for a really long time, but this girl was not a country folk. I was a citified redneck. That means I lived in the city and traveled out to go see the family, okay? So I wasn't raised like my mama was raised. I wasn't raised like half of the youngins of my cousins that were out there were raised. They know about this stuff, okay? I learned about tallow about 43. I'm 46 years old. I've known about this thing called tallow for about 3 years, okay? I never knew that that's what it's called. I never knew. I thought it was the disgusting stuff that we wanted off of our meat. I never knew it had a purpose other than being yuck. But now that I see it, now that I see how it's produced, now that I see how it really is an all nat. You believe it or not, there's a lot of tallow, like your lip products. You'd be surprised how much of your lip products have tallow in them. What is tallow trade name for face? The hell if I know. You can make your own. Actually, maybe I've been looking for something to do with my time. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do, I see a lot of people doing the candles and stuff like that. I don't really want to do that. I can't, back and forth with the soap, because I see that there are some soaps out here online that just aren't, necessarily, they're said they're the top, but I can see where there can be some improvement. So I was looking at that, but I was actually kind of looking maybe in the more of the whipped sugar scrubs and stuff like that I was thinking. I figured that would be, easy to understand the process and, make a quality product, at least one or two things. So I'm trying to find other outlets, other things to do. We do have a platform here. We want an opportunity to be successful. We want an opportunity to do more as a channel, to go to more places, to cover more cases, maybe to do, I love Dove soap. That's what I typically have here, the moisturizer. But even that, it's still drying. It's still, I feel like even that can be improved. I think there's a really happy medium. And I've also been watching some people with shampoo. I didn't realize that it is a chemical process to make shampoo. Did you know that? To make it pH balanced so it doesn't burn your scalp. I had no earthly idea of all the stuff that goes into products. And so, as you guys can see, I do, because I'm always looking for something that is calling my name. I haven't found the it factor in any of these. I feel like I've always believed that when I see something, I know it. right? I know it's a good, once I get there and I see it, even this house, even as crazy as this house is, where it's located and stuff like that, when I knew that this would be the right one for us at the time, I knew that I had already, looked at the resale factors, the things that I didn't like in this is going to be a resale factor down the road. And I took that in, but I knew, it's like one of those things I knew, even with, Black Beauty, I was looking for a car that was affordable, that I could drive, that was going to be under $5,000. I was broke during that time when I bought Black Beauty. And I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked until, and I test drove and I just knew that when I got the car, when I got into the car, I would just know that was the car. That $5,000 car lasted me literally 5 years. I ran that car slap into the ground, okay? To the point where she's dead, okay? Black Beauty has been dead. Okay, she's in the graveyard. Threw $5,000 car in the grave. So, Robin, I'm going to try that the next time we have full moon. Is it a full moon? I kept wondering because there was a lot of craziness yesterday, and I'm like, is it a full moon? Like, I felt like it was a full moon yesterday. I haven't let anybody cut my hair in probably 40 some years. Wow. I kind of cut my own hair because I'm not doing anything with it. I'm making decisions on what's the next step, I don't quite understand my hair because as you guys can see, I got a lot of white here and a lot of dark. So I got brown hair here and gray hair here, and it's all kind of blended together. And this is my natural. This is natural. There's nothing. I mean, the tips, I still have some of the blonde tips on it that I promise you my hands have been broken and shaken. All you need is a thermometer, microwave cup, and mold. Simple, very beneficial. I promise. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I like I said, I've been, thinking about a lot of different things on what to do. Melts and pour soaps. Yeah. And, I've been looking at it. I even printed out, some books on soap making and the soap making process. I know you need to have ventilation, but I've got a lot of, I've got a huge backyard. I've got a covered place in the back of my house that I just need to clean up, and I could literally set tables up there. And I've got a refrigerator right next to that. I have a sidewalk right there. I can set up racks and all kinds of stuff, just right out there. And just add a little bit of an extra lean, so the elements doesn't get to it, but it's absolutely ventilated out there. But, it's one of, when I went over and saw my mom, my stepdad's like, I got into the light and he's like, is that gray hair? I'm like, yeah, it is. A whole lot of it. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? I don't know. I kind of like the older, younger look, like the young person that has the gray hair. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of digging it a little bit. I don't know. I cut my, I don't do, I've had bangs. I don't like bangs, because, well, here's the issue. Here's the issue with bangs. It's that I know that over the last year, whatever, we haven't really been out in the field. And one of the reasons why I don't like layered hair unless my hair is long enough to have long layers in it, which I used to have my hair down to my rear end. So right now we're in the process of growing it back out because I want it back down to my rear end. Where was I going with this? I'm kind of lost track. I think I'm getting a little tired. Oh, we need to go. The church is starting. I forgot where I'm going. Maybe we'll pick it up later. But anyways, guys, get to church. We will. Oh, hey, Jude. Well, my love, I hope you are doing well. It's nice to see you, love bug. I really do hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday, love. Happy Sunday. We'll come back. We're not done with our conversations today. I just, like I said, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I already had everything kind of ready, typed out, printed. I did a lot of work this morning before show. So I just wanted to, I guess I got a little, I jumped the gun a little bit. This should have been this afternoon show, but we're going to have a new afternoon purple. Oh, I love purple shampoo. I didn't think it, yeah, you know what? If it helps with the blonde hair, yeah, I guess it would work. I ended up throwing I had purple, I had the big like gallon of the purple shampoo and purple conditioner, but when I decided to get rid of my blonde, I ended up throwing all that out. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, you're absolutely right. Like, oh, thank you, Hey Jude, I appreciate that. Thank you, love bug. Oh, what a gorgeous little poopy. What a gorgeous little poopy. But yeah, you know what? Oh well, I guess I'll buy some more and see if it helps brighten it. I want to be white. You guys know I went blonde because I like the white hair. I mean, I wanted platinum blonde. I was kind of yellow because I never really toned my hair. I got the purple shampoo and stuff like that, but I never left it in long enough for it to do the job that it needed to do. And so, long story short is I figured, I've got to be old enough that I should be getting white hair by now, and it's getting there. But we're not totally white. I want to be totally white. When I'm totally white, I'm done dyeing my hair. I'm just saying. So you guys heard of here before I ripped my dreads out, before I had my dreads in my hair. It was gorgeous. It was thick. Oh yeah. Now it's paper thin. There's some type of rosemary shampoos out there, and I find rosemary, something with rosemary, like they have a rosemary mint shampoo out there, and I find it invigorating for the follicles and stuff like that with damaged hair. That's kind of an all natural thing. So Envision, try that. That might, I mean, you never know. It might help. Get some new growth going in there. If your hair is paper thin, it at least help thicken it up a little bit. So try that out and see if that helps. Hopefully that helps. But I like kind of like all natural. I love my silver. Yeah, but I think I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair. We'll leave it like this. Like we had blonde for several years. I'll probably leave it like this for several years. But you guys know there's only gonna be so much I can deal with, and it's not turning white fast enough. So I'm gonna have to do something with it. I mean, at some point, I'm gonna have to do something with it. It does smell good too. Yeah, I know. Everybody's saying, leave it alone, leave it alone. I know, but I can't. I just can't. I'm going to try. I'll try so hard. All right, guys, get to church. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another. And, we'll see you soon. We'll see you this afternoon. So don't forget, if you guys are not getting the notifications, now would be the time to unsubscribe and resubscribe right now. Because by this afternoon, you guys will be able to chat with no problems, okay? God bless. We'll see you soon.